Nope. I'm too good for that.
Man.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. Happy Monday. My name is Yamitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy Specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Hope you're having a great Monday. Hope you're ready to get this Monday started on the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. And why are you shaking your head at me? I was singing
Not ready for Monday.
this song, and it's my favorite song.
Okay, well, you don't
And
have
Rosie
to tell
said that she wished it would have came on while I was singing and dancing. And I told her,
that would have been extremely funny.
I'm too good for y'all to catch me singing and dancing to the radio. That's not fixing to happen. So, I appreciate it though, Rosie. Sing later.
Please don't.
It's okay. We're going to get this morning show started so we can get on the road.
Oh man, I wish we had caught you. I wish.
Girl, y'all don't know nothing. Y'all know I'm a Bruno Mars fanatic. And his song was on, and I was singing and dancing while it was saying, we're getting ready to start your live. Rosie's like, I wish it would come on while you were singing and dancing. Nope.
Right.
Nope.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Oh, yes, I received that video you sent to me. Now I know what you're talking about when you referenced that little boy. And I still need to send you that video link to the song I was talking about.
Okay.
I got to get it to you because that helped me to get motivated every morning to get in here and get on the show and do it. What I'm called to do, because I got to get up and walk in my purpose every day. I hope you getting up and walking in your purpose every day too, y'all. Joining us for the Fearless Morning Show, and we have these true confessions and conversations about everyday life and finances. If there are topics that you want us to talk about, make sure you shoot those over to us so that we can cover the things that are really interesting and really matter to you. Yes, I talk about money, about your finances and getting those things right. And yes, Miss JoJo, she helped you to get out of that crazy in your life. Because somebody need to come out of that crazy right now. That's all I'm saying.
Right to the now. Good morning, Charlene.
Now.
Good morning, Charlene.
Exactly. Yes. Good morning, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to go ahead. JoJo, I'm hoping that your family's doing well.
Yes, we're hanging.
And we might have to make some changes, y'all. Unfortunately, we might have to make some changes about the Six Flags roller
But
coaster
let's
thing.
hold fast. Let's hold fast. I'm hoping we don't have to. So let's hold fast.
All right. Well, I had already set my mind that it wasn't gonna happen because I understand. So I was gonna definitely give you a pass on this one.
No, we're gonna make it happen. Let's just hold on. We're gonna see what we can do.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That is fine, y'all. Well, and the reason I said, JoJo, don't let me forget to sing you that song. The
Okay.
Give Me You song. Give me you. Everything else can
Do you
wait.
know that song?
Telling you.
It's a gospel song?
Yes. Everything else can wait.
Dang it. I gotta call you Ann. Who is Ann?
I hope I'm not too late.
Dang it, man.
Lord, give me you. Yes. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get in here. With our word for not our word. This is our conversation this morning. Our conversation this morning. Yes, y'all. What's hot? What's not? How you choose a broker? Before I get into that financial confession and conversation, let me go ahead and give you the quote this morning because I think it's very important that somebody hears this because we miss it. Oftentimes we miss it. Opportunity is missed by most because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work by Thomas Edison. See, Charlene, you can't be hyping me up over here because then I'll get started again because I just love that song. You cannot be my hype man this morning, all right? Not this morning. We're going to do it some other time. And then we're going to have a whole just singing show. But yeah, not this morning. Can't hype me up because we got to get through this. What's hot, what's not? Yes. What's hot, what's not? How do you find a brokerage account? How do you get one? How do you select a brokerage account? Because that's a huge topic that a lot of people often ask about. That's something that we don't know, right? What do we need for a brokerage account? Why do you need a brokerage account? First and foremost, that's how you buy and you sell stock. Okay. That's how you buy and you sell stock. So, absolutely, Charlene. So we're gonna have to bring you on since you love singing, so you can come on and sing too. How about that? We'll get a duet together and put it out there for the people. Let's see how that works. All right. But
Hey,
in looking,
a duet. What about me?
You can't sing.
I can too sing, and I want to be a part of the trio. I'm feeling left out over here.
oh, and then well, then we might as well go ahead and do a quartet and get Trenda because Trenda can sing. You hear me?
Trenda can sing.
So
Look,
we gotta
I'll
go.
just hum a little bit while y'all sing.
We'll go ahead and we'll get the whole group, right? Yes, that's what we'll
Okay,
do.
go ahead, Lynn.
The Fearless Morning Show Quartet.
That's
What
right.
we'll do. All right, y'all. But in looking at this, why do you need a broker? Because you have to be able to buy and sell stock if you want to invest, right? If you want to invest inside of the market. Now, being clear, investing in the markets is not the only way to make your money grow. Hear me and hear me well, right? But you have to master one thing at a time before you move on to the next thing. And hopefully that's the message that you get from these conversations, because you cannot move forward. Progress is impossible if you don't do something different. So that's the reason that I'm having this conversation this morning about how do you choose, how do you select a brokerage account? And in looking at it, first and foremost, the number one thing you need to decide before you select a brokerage account for investing is how much money. Oh, Carl said he'll pat his feet. All right, Carl, we need a drum beat some kind of way, right? So you can get that together for us. See, we're going to have the whole thing on in a little bit. All we need is a pianist and a couple of other musicians.
We need a tambourine.
Oh, we going all the way old school. All right. So guys, so do you have enough money to start investing? Is your first question you need to ask yourself before you even consider looking into a brokerage account. What is the amount of money that you need to start investing? Because brokerage accounts require different amounts of money to get started. Some of them allow as little as $500. Some of them require $5,000 to start the account. So you have to do your research to determine, first and foremost, how much money do you have? That's going to help you in the selection process as far as your brokerage account. And again, why do you need a brokerage account, guys? So you can start investing, so you can start buying into these stocks, into these wonderful opportunities. And you say, well, Lynn, why would I want to do that? Guys, so you can make, keep, and grow your money. This is the grow your money side of things. How do you get that ROI, that return on your investments? And before I move a step further, let me just say this, because I'm always asked this question. Should I pay off my debt first, or should I just go ahead and start investing and pay off my debt? When you take the time to actually look at your numbers and to determine which one is going to give you the best ROI, that means which is going to give you the best return on your investment, that is going to help you to decide what it is that you need to do best first. Okay? So what does that mean? You might say, Lynn, well, what does that mean? If going through and paying off your debt is going to help you build, say for instance, your interest is 20% on these credit cards and other debt that you have. If that interest is 20%, do you not know that by paying that off first, that you're giving yourself, it's like you're gaining that back, right? Otherwise, you owe that 20% in addition to what it is that you purchased to whomever that was, whether it was MasterCard, Visa, your mortgage, your car, whomever, right? All of those debts. So you have to do the work. Like the quote said first, opportunity is missed because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. Yeah, guys, it's easier than you think it is. The hard part is getting started. That is the hardest part of the situation. So now you got to decide, yeah, I'm giving you information on starting a brokerage account, but I also need you to understand and recognize, what do you need to do first? Because everybody's situation is different. And just because you're interested in investing, I get it. That's a great place to be. You can learn, you can educate yourself while you're preparing yourself to be able to invest, to be able to position yourself in a way that so that you can do this. And one of the things that I also recognize as I started investing and I saw my investing accounts start to grow. But one of the other things that I'm so thankful that I looked at, y'all, was the fact that I was looking at my student loan debt and the interest that was being charged on my student loan, and I was tracking the balance. And it seemed like that balance was never going down. I was like, it was at $53,000 like 5 years ago. Then it came down to $50,000. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? I'm paying over $800 and something a month, and it's only come down $3,000 over X number of years. So that helped me to make a decision and say, hey, I'm taking this money out of these investments account, right? Go ahead and pay these student loans off so that now I can go back and everything builds and goes toward me. Not just I'm building, but it's being taken away because I have all this interest mounting on these other debts. And it's not until you look at your situation and become real with yourself, face the truth, right? Become real with your situation and say to yourself, I must get out of this, and actually devise a plan to get out, then otherwise you'll stay in that same situation. So yeah, I'm talking about what's hot and what's not in a brokerage account and getting started with investing, but this is the baseline for you. This is the beginning information so you can think about your situation, but I advocate to the idea of you guys looking at your debt. If you have a lot of debt, pay that off first. Don't fool yourself, because it's going to be like, you know how those guys go out and get in the car and they do donuts in the parking lot? They press the brake and the gas, and some kind of way they get the car to spinning. Or you see the guys do it on the motorcycles a lot. It's easier on the motorcycles, right? Because they can spin it out. I know that's my husband's friends and all that mess, y'all. But anywho, you get in that same situation in your own finances. And the investing can help you to come out, but you got to recognize, how do I put more money towards my opportunity to invest? It's by getting out of that debt that you're currently in, and then getting out and staying out, right, of that position. See, people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear the truth. People want to hear, you can be a millionaire in less than 3 years. Yes, you can, if and only if you follow certain rules. You follow certain things that must happen in order for you to move to your next. So what's hot and what's not in brokerage accounts? So let's go through and talk about, what are the questions that you need to be asking beyond what is the money that I have to start investing. Okay, so you definitely need a pot of monies to start investing. You open your account. Why are you opening a brokerage account? So you can buy into these wonderful opportunities that are happening out here in the market. And by wonderful opportunities, I mean there are things that are happening in the markets that are putting these companies on sale for us, that are positioning. If you are positioned correctly, you now have an opportunity to get in. For example, the other day when Facebook had a significant decline, and you can go back and look it up, right? Had a significant decline in the stock value, which caused Mark Zuckerberg to lose his position as well. And that was an opportunity, if you were paying attention, if you knew what to look for you to now go in and get into that stock. A couple of years ago, I keep talking about this, Chipotle had the scare with the bacteria inside of the food, was making people sick. People stopped going. Happened to Jack in the Box too, years ago, right? See, these little things like this keep happening. And then Tesla, the Elon Musk, they got him the other day saying that he put out a tweet about privatizing the stock for Tesla. And now they're saying that was around insider trading. They're talking about lawsuits. See, guys, you have to pay attention to what's happening in the marketplace. Because when these events, whether it's a lawsuit or it's a bacterial scare that causes people to stop going to frequenting a location, or whatever the case may be, there are things that are continuously happening out there in the marketplace that allow you to be able to go and take advantage of these opportunities. When the stock market crashes, you know that is going to be one of the best times, once you know what you're doing and what to select and how to pick, to jump in and purchase stock. But you have to prepare yourself so that you are able to do that. And for those of you who have larger sums of fund and you want to set up a brokerage account, I'm going to give you some questions that you need to be asking these brokers. And when you look at a broker, you can compare brokers. There's an online system for rating different brokers across the country, if that is something that you choose to do. And they have testimonials. They have the pros and cons for working with each of these brokers, so that you can go on to that online broker setting to look at their ratings. But what are the questions you need to ask when you're looking for a broker, whether you're setting up an account with, you know, some of these companies that we know, Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, whomever it is that you choose to work with, there are certain things that you can do to position yourself. So first and foremost, the questions you need to ask. The first question that you ask is, what will your trading and commission fees be? Because you have to know that upfront. How much is it going to cost you? Because knowing what it's going to cost you allows you to determine your ROI. Because you got to take advantage of the opportunity to say, okay, if I can make X, Y is going to be reduced, right, or removed, and Z is what I will end up with. So you have to be cognizant of that as you're moving forward through this process. You'll have to know what type of accounts will they offer to you. There's so many different things out there that each of these different companies can offer to you, but you'll need to ask these questions up front so that you can make informed decisions with your money. That's how you make, keep, and grow your money. The third question you ask is, what minimum will you be requiring to have in an account? Like I said, some of these places require a minimum of $500. Some of them require a minimum of $5,000, and some of them even higher. So you have to be informed as you're having these conversations with the brokers that you want to establish these brokerage accounts with. The next one is, what interest rates will they pay for cash accounts? Because some of them, y'all just know, some of these accounts, smaller accounts, they don't even pay you an interest rate for having cash sitting in your account. So you have to be aware of that as well. So what are the other opportunities that you could potentially be considering as you make, keep, and grow your money? So be aware that let's see, that was number 4. And number 5, let me give you a 5th question that you need to ask. There are more, but I'm going to stop at number 5. What kind of banking amenities will you be offered? Because sometimes they do have different amenities, different perks that they'll give you if you open those accounts with them. So when you go in and you want to open up your brokerage account, there are certain bits of information that you'll need. You'll need the same type of information that you'll need for a bank account. You'll need your social security number, or if you're setting it up as a business, you need your tax ID number. You'll need your driver's license, your address, your employment information, your annual income, and you have to have your net worth, because they're going to be asking you about that, your birth date. All of this type of information, the same type of information that they ask you when you open up a bank account, is the same type of information that you're going to need when you open up a brokerage account. Okay, so any of the accounts that you choose where you want to go in and invest in the markets, you'll need that information to get started. So you can take on 2 different approaches to this, to doing this. You can actually go in with your lump sum, setting things up and getting started with a company like a TD Ameritrade, right? What I love about TD Ameritrade is, I've shared this before, y'all. Monopoly money. They have it set up where you can go in for free, create a Monopoly Money account, and start practicing investing. Go in and practice with the Monopoly money. But I will tell you this, if you go in there and set up that account, you don't fund that account, you don't use it within 60 days, guess what? They close it down. You won't have access to it anymore. So if you're going to do it, be intentional and go ahead and get it done immediately. So now how do you know, once you get this brokerage account set up, you know how to set up the account, you know the types of questions that you need to be asking as far as your money is concerned. But also, Rosie, your hair looks awesome. I just saw it coming to the screen just a little bit. And in looking at that, guys, when you talk about setting up these brokerage accounts, what you need to do now is understand what it is you want to invest in. Because when you have a brokerage account, you're going to have to go call your broker and say, hey, I would like to buy XYZ stocks, right? I would like to buy this, or I would like to sell this. So how do you know what it is that you want to buy and sell? I'm offering a course that helps you to identify what those things are that you want to buy and sell, y'all. It's the bit.ly/investing blueprint. Get the things that you need so that you can make educated, informed decisions that are going to help you make, keep, and grow your money. Yes, I said it. Make, keep, and grow your money. That's why I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yes, I said it, America's #1. And I'm inviting you to have a conversation with me. Identify what it is exactly that you would like to do and come and ask me those questions so that I can help you decide what's your best next move. You can go to bit.ly/talk to Lynn so we can get that scheduled, guys. But if you're ready, you say, okay, Lynn, I'm sold. You got me started. I'm ready to get this thing going. Go to bit.ly/investing blueprint. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to pass it over to my co-host, Miss JoJo.
Yeah, make sure you sign up for that so that you can get. I think I'm for sure going to sign up for the blueprint so you can get the information that you need. I never forget the years ago when I only had one child and I was thinking about investing, and I went to Charles. No, what was Edwards?
Yeah, that's one.
No,
Huh?
Edward something.
Edward Jones Investments.
I went there and I tried to talk to the guy, and I was like, so how much money do I need to start to have a financial planner, to help me? He was like, where do you work at? And at the time I was working at McDonald's. He said, come back when you ain't working at a restaurant. And he would not talk to me. He didn't ask me how much money I had. He didn't ask me nothing. He said, come to me when you not saying welcome to McDonald's, may I help you. Hurt all of my feelings. You understand me? Like he gave me a little pamphlet that amounted to something you could have found on the street. So it makes sure that you have the information so that when you go in there, you are well informed. Go ahead, Lynn.
You know what, JoJo? That is a very important point that you just made. Guys, make sure that you're getting to and talking with people who really have your best interest at heart. And like she said, not everyone's going to talk to you if you don't have a certain amount of money. Some of these companies, they have $25,000 threshold, $50,000. Some of them have $250,000. So if you don't even have that coming out the gate, they won't even talk to you. So make sure that you get the information that you need. And that's why we have this conversation here every morning. And I'm glad JoJo shared that experience, y'all, because that happens to a lot of us. And when those types of things happen to you, it sort of stops you in your track because we get upset about the situation. We get emotional about the situation. And we say, well, who he think he is to talk to me like that? That's why I'm not going to do business with his company. No, it's not his company. He working there for that company. And what you're doing is shooting yourself in the foot by not getting the education that you need. Good morning, Lamorla. I think I'm saying that correctly. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, guys, make sure that you are doing what you need to do. Do your due diligence and don't let what other people say stop you. Because that took something for JoJo to say when she was working at McDonald's to go into an investment organization, she had the audacity to walk through the door. At least that's what they said. What's she doing coming up in here working at McDonald's thinking she gonna invest some money?
Right.
Well, baby, you can, but you
That's
have to be strategic. You have to have a plan. You have to be relentless in that thing to start. And that's another thing for our, especially for any of the younger listeners who are listening, like Rosie and everybody else upwards of that age. And there I would say my little one if he was here, but he's already at school this morning. But guys, make sure that not only are you learning this, but also teach it to your children. Teach this to your children, because your children, they only have a little bit of money to start out with right now. But by the time they become in their early 20s, they got large sums of money now that they can deal with. Do you think they're going to have a problem get a mortgage for a house? Do you think they're going to have a problem with going to the bank? If they need to go to the bank, they won't even have to go to the bank in many cases if they start doing this early. So we have to have these conversations. Yeah, get it right for us in our adult years, but help our children to get it right now, because what's on their side? Time. Time is on their side. They have tremendous opportunities now, y'all. Tremendous opportunities if we help them now. I don't care if it's only $5. I don't care if it's just a little bit of money that they get from their birthdays. Give them half of it to spend. Give them the other half to start saving and investing, guys. We got to do stuff differently. Jojo, and I'm sorry that I went back to that,
right.
but it's just, you just struck a nerve right in that moment when you said that.
But I mean, he hurt my feelings, and because of that, I just got, well, I had my stock in McDonald's since I was 18, so I was like 22, 23 at this time. I didn't know what to do with my stock, so I figured, why not? I go ask this person. I pass the shop every day, and because he said, come back and talk to me when you're not saying that. I didn't invest it all, but just imagine had I took my my 4 stocks. I had 4 stocks in McDonald's. Took it in there and started investing it the right way at 23, and I've had it since I was 18. Imagine, but I let one person stop me. So don't. Please be educated, and that's why you need to sign up for the course, so you're educated, so you know what to say and what they will and will not say to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the fearless financial confession and conversation this morning. For real, for real. All right, Miss Jojo.
Okay. So the fearless thought for today, and I'm going to read this because I read it somewhere and I had to copy it, and it's by, and I'm going to pronounce her name wrong. I met her at the Renew You retreat, and the name of her book is Radiant Expression, Size Matters. Her name is Carolina Perez, and she calls herself the Fiesta. She says the Fiesta lives inside of me, and when you meet her, you can't help but love her instantaneously. So in her book, this is something that she said. She became, I'm reading my own handwriting. So she said, every day, start taking every opportunity life has presented to you to walk one step further away from anything that represents pain and fear, and it will take you further away from that pain and that fear. So today, start taking every opportunity life has presented to you to walk one step further away from anything that represents pain and fear. And good morning, Kimberly. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in living, in surviving, that we miss the opportunities that we need that are presented to us to move one step past our pain. Because some of us are so comfortable in that pain. We don't. Here's the thing: you're gonna have to be disciplined, whether you're dealing with your life or your finances. You're gonna have to be disciplined to make that change work. There's absolutely no. It's not gonna work any other way. We can talk till we're blue in the face, and you can amen me, sister, to death. But until you are disciplined to do the work, it's going to continue. And a lot of people say, "Better the devil I know than the one I don't." Well, that's true in some cases, but in other cases, how we know that it's the devil? It could just be that opportunity. And because the quote said this morning, it's dressed up like hard work, you gonna miss it because you're not looking at it as an opportunity. You're looking at it as work. instead of something that you need to take care of and handle. And when you stop and think about your life, because I always say we're living today because of our decisions that we made yesterday, last month, last week, last year, right? That has created our reality now. So imagine if you would have started last year with that one thought, where would you be today? If you were thinking about your weight loss journey, if you had started last year, where would you have been today? Eating right, where you been today? Investing, spending money, staying out the Dollar Tree, where would you have been today? But you got to start. There's no way around starting and staying the course and staying committed. And I think that's where a lot of us lose our way, become confused, and then get angry. It ain't working for me, JoJo. It don't require all of that. It ain't working, boo, because you ain't working it. That's all. And that's the bottom line. It may not require all of that, but the bare minimum that it does require, you still ain't doing. So you can't get mad at life. You can't get mad at circumstances. You can't get mad at other people because you're not consistent. When you're consistent with your change, change will happen. Period. And think about this. So somebody said, if you don't think your thoughts are powerful and that you can't get what you want by simply, your thought process and being consistent, think about a newborn baby. When they're hungry, they scream and cry until somebody feeds them. Their thought got them that food. When they have used the bathroom, they scream and holler until somebody pays attention and changes their diaper. When they learn to walk, they keep going until what they see other people do, they're doing. They crawl, even if it's falling behind a dog. They're crawling because they're mimicking what they see. They see you walk, they're going to want to walk. And you can see them every day. A child will get up every day and hold on to something until he got his balance. Then he let go. And then he come after you. And we have got to be the same way in our life. Right? Does that not make sense? Rosie laughing, but does that not make sense?
Laughing. I was laughing at the way he said it.
But that makes perfect sense. And the good Lord said we have to be childlike in our faith. And that is it. You got to hold on and you got to mimic and walk it out. So if you don't know how to do it, you find somebody else that is doing it. And that's why we show up here every morning at the Fearless Morning Show. So you don't have to live in the crazy that we have lived in. And you can live past it. And it all begins in your mindset. And I had this conversation yesterday, Saturday, talking about student loans. I said, I am paying my student loans off. And they was like, them student loans going to be there forever. I said, absolutely not. They will not be. And good Lord willing, in 5 years, they will be zero, if not less than, if I can get it done in before 5 years. And they was like, how you going to do that? I said, Lynn got a blueprint class coming up. I've already been investing. I've already been doing my little work. And you've got to be intentional. But once you get your mindset, then you got to walk out the steps because the opportunity is there. You got to do it. Start taking every opportunity life has presented to you to walk one step further away from anything that represents pain and fear. So if your pain and fear is your finances, Lynn is the opportunity. If your life is crazy, I am the opportunity. But you got to take that step and you got to keep taking the step. You can't keep going backwards because we already know what's back there. So that is the fearless thought for the day, guys. Take that one step that you know you need to take to get past that crazy. You got to. And this is this lady's book. It's called Radiant Expression, Size Matters. And this is the lady that helped me get over my fear of water. I'm telling you, she was amazing. She was amazing. Y'all got to read that book. So that is it for the Fearless Morning Show. Please make sure you share this video. I will upload it to YouTube. So we're all of our shows, we're 141 strong over there now. So go over there and binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows. Lynn, you want to tell them anything else before we close out this morning?
Guys, I just got to reiterate that point that JoJo shared, because oftentimes that was a conversation that my husband and I had too about those student loans, right? Because both of us had over 6 figures in student loan debts. Mine was over $158,000 at one time, but I praise God, y'all, that's gone. let me tell you, it's gone. Do you know Lynn was shouting, doing the jig and everything else when I was able to get through that? And you can too, but guys, you got to be intentional. You got to be focused. But I remember those days. I remember my husband saying, student loan debt gonna be with us always. It's gonna always be there, but baby, it's not here today. It's and I'm proud of that, right? I'm happy because that was a huge burden. That was a lot of stress. I didn't like it was $1,100 a month at one time that I was required to pay out because it was that much in student loan debt. Guys, that's somebody's mortgage.
And that's your interest rate. Because I realize if we take off my interest rate, please understand my
Yes.
student loans could be almost, I could breathe with them. But with that darn, because I'm looking at a cool 175, 180. I'm just saying, because this PhD is not cheap. And then
right.
If you stay the course, if you're consistent, take that next step. Miss Smith, thank God, honey. I'm be shouting right with you and Lynn in just a minute. Mine shall be, and they will be gone. A to the men.
Absolutely.
A to the men.
Absolutely. Now, oh yeah, y'all. And on that point, remember I was telling y'all I had that $150,000 goal for my son to make sure that he doesn't have student loans. Well, actually, we're going back and doing some research, and I need y'all to look at this because looking at that private college versus that public college conversation, if my baby decides to go to a public college when he graduates, $150,000 is not going to get it. They're saying that on average, it's going to be your child will need $256,000 just to get a 4-year degree. And I was like, oh, buddy, no, right? And then you got to figure this thing out in advance, you know? If we working on this thing for our children, what are the other things we can do? My baby shall not have student loan. My baby shall have scholarship opportunities available to him because I am preparing him for valedictorian life right now. Let's just be clear.
Hey, to the man.
He's still in elementary school, but I've already, we working on this thing over here. We are intentional in everything that we do. But guys, it's just having those conversations and think about those, like you said, claiming it in advance, but also preparing in advance, thinking about it in advance, and walking that thing out so that you can now do that. Now, if my baby decides he doesn't want to go to college, the beauty of that is it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to go to college because you will be educated. You shall be educated every single year beyond what they're teaching you in public school, because mama's also teaching you about this entrepreneurial life. Mama's also teaching you about this investing life. Mama's also teaching you about, how to make and keep and grow your money. My baby was going around the house the other day trying to scheme stuff with daddy. Daddy, can we sell this? Because he's trying to make him some money. I was like, yes, that's my boy. My dad was Robbie was like, no, we're not selling that. I was in the background just laughing because it was hilarious to listen to their conversation. But I know where all this is coming from because that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been studying. That's what we are living. Right? It's not just talking about it, not just reading about it, but it's about being about it, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Please be intentional.
Do?
You got to be intentional.
Yes. We got to name it, claim it. We got to walk it and do it.
Yep. They got to do. Faith is a verb. It requires action.
Now, because faith without work is what? Dead. So that means you got to do something. Don't say it's dead. It's dead, y'all. That means you got to do something. You can't just sit around and wait on the miracle. I can't sit here with this glass of water and think it's going to turn to wine. I'm not Jesus. But it's something I got to do. I know if I crush some grapes, I can get some wine. But it's stuff you got to do.
You got to work it, boo.
You got to do it. That's all I'm saying, y'all. But that's it for this moment, I do thank you so much for spending your time with us, because your time is your most precious commodity. And we know that you can't get these minutes back, but you decided to spend it with us here at the Fearless Morning Show. And we appreciate you for that. And as JoJo shared, guys, we have our YouTube channel. Please share it with your friends and family who don't have Facebook, because I know some of them don't get in the book, especially our older families. Get it out to your grandmas and your mama nims and all
And
of them,
please let
right?
them know that your
Yes.
age does not matter. I don't care if you was
Yes.
56, 64, 54. If you want to start investing, if you want to start living past crazy, it requires the same amount of effort. Get up and do the work. And you can have that different lifestyle. It's just all on you.
Right. You got to get up, get out, and get
Get
something.
something. Oh my gosh. Rosie said,
Because
oh
you
my
and I
gosh.
got to do you and I, right?
Yeah. Rosie said,
I'm
oh
not going to
my
say the
gosh.
rest of it, but don't spend all your time, right? You know. Anywho.
All right, yeah. We just chilling like we ain't got places to go, people to see.
Right.
All right, guys. I want you to have an amazing, amazing Monday. We'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning at, I was gonna say 8:15, at 7:15. You guys have a good one.
All right. Signing
Rosie said
off.
bye.
Bye, Rosie. Have a good day. I'm telling you, girl, that hair is on point.
Listen, don't, cause let me tell you, she won't even let me touch it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Cause she was like, my hair. How long did it take to do it like that last night? 4 hours. Too much hair.
Well, it's on point, girl. I'm telling you. All right, I'm gonna let it go, but yes.
You guys have a good day, and we'll see you here bright and early in the morning.
All right, signing off.